Barakatay Hawa,
Barakatay Hawa,
Barakatay Osha,
Barakatay Osha,
Barakatay Hawa,
Barakatay Hawa,
Barakatay Osha,
Barakatay Osha,
Basham,
Basham,
Raka, Kadash,
Kadash.
double honor to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled, What is a Dark Winter? Okay. I'll repeat, what is a dark winter? And my source is wikipedia.org. And guess what? It has nothing to do with snow or a blizzard. Okay?
All right, this is from wikipedia.org. It says Operation Dark Winter was the code name for a senior level bioterrorist attack simulation conducted on June 22nd, 23rd, 2001.
And that's the definition or the description of a dark winter. Repeat that again, bro.
It says Operation Dark Winter was the code name for a senior level bioterrorist attack simulation conducted on June 22nd, 23rd, 2001.
Continue.
It was designed to carry out a mock version of a covert and widespread smallpox attack on the U.S.
And that's the design of a dark winter. It was designed to carry out a mock version of a covert and widespread smallpox attack on the United States. So basically, this is the fashion of bioterrorism. Okay, go ahead, bro.
And it says,
go to overview and read the objective of it.
And it says Dark Winter was focused on evaluating the inadequacies of a national emergency response during the use of a biological weapon against the American populace. The exercise was intended to establish preventive measures and response strategies by increasing governmental and public awareness of the magnitude and potential of such a threat posed by biological weapons.
All right, now read the scenario, bro. That's right.
And it says Dark Winter simulated scenario involved an initial localized smallpox attack on Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, with additional smallpox attacks cases in Georgia and Pennsylvania. The simulation was then designed to spiral out of control. This will create a contingency in which the National Security Council struggles to determine both the origin of the attack as well as deal with containing the spreading virus.
So basically, a contingency means what? To befall. Okay, something that suddenly happens. Go ahead.
By not being able to keep pace with the disease rate of spread, a new catastrophic contingency emerges in which massive civilian casualties will overwhelm America's emergency response capabilities. The disastrous contingencies that will result in the massive loss of civilian life were used to exploit the weakness of the U.S. healthcare infrastructure and its ability to handle such a threat. The contingencies were also meant to address the widespread panic that will emerge and will result in a mass social breakdown and mob violence. Exploits will also include the many difficulties that the media will face when providing American citizens with necessary info regarding safety procedures. Discussing the outcome of Dark Winter, Brian Wash noted that timing just a few months before the 9/11 attack was eerily prescient.
So meaning what? Did it happen prior to 9/11? All right, go ahead.
As if the organizers had foreseen how the threat of terrorism, including bioterrorism, will come to consume the U.S. government and public in the years to come.
All right. Now, when you look at the summary of findings, and it states, according to UPMC Center for Health Security, Dark Winter outlines several key findings with respect to the U.S. healthcare system's ability to respond to a localized bioterrorism event. All right. One finding: an attack on the U.S. with biological weapons could threaten vital national security interests. Finding two: current organizational structures and capabilities are not well suited for the management of a bio warfare attack. Finding three: there is no surge capability in the U.S. healthcare and public health systems or in the pharmaceutical and vaccine industries. And last but not least, dealing with the media will be a major immediate challenge for all levels of government. All right, you know what? One more. Should a contagious bioweapon pathogen be used containing the spread of disease will present significant ethical, political, cultural, operational, and legal challenges. So in a nutshell, the United States cannot actually counter this problem, okay? And like we repeated, basically this was nothing but an experiment in the form of bioterrorism used to attack the United States population dealing with the smallpox. All right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is a video game that came out in 2014. It's called Tom Clancy's The Division: Dark Winter. It says in 2001, just 3 months before 9/11, a real-world exercise tested the emergency response to a viral terror attack on the continental U.S. The operation was called Dark Winter. And another name for Dark Winter is Directive 51. It's like a global pandemic exercise. You got Directive 51 or Operation Dark Winter. You got Clade X. There's a few more they have, you know. And I heard, you know, I read some comments saying there's supposed to be another one coming up this spring. I think it's called like Operation Done, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, that goes to how Esau's, you know, his secret councils, you know.
Exactly. Hey, now what you said about 9/11?
It says in 2001, just 3 months before 9/11, and this is video, a real-world exercise tested the emergency response to a viral terror attack on the continental U.S.
Now remember what you said in the article. Discussing the outcome of Dark Winter, Brian Walsh noted the time in just a few months before the 9/11 attack was eerie, as if the organizers had foreseen how the threat of terrorism, including bioterrorism, will come to consume the U.S. government and public in the years to come. And that's what makes Esau a god of this world. Okay, see, it's more than him just being able to shoot and hunt and controlling the world with his military. This man is actually fashioned to the state of a synthetic god. You know, going into the blessing he received from Yahushua through our Father. Okay, he is considered a god of this world, a judge, a ruler, and rightfully so. But that goes to show the power in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to give a base man this much power. Okay?
Pretty simple.
Go ahead, you can break it down too.
This Rock 12 and 16. It says an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he found opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. You know, because you have, you know, this front man of the elites, the new front man, Joe Biden. You know, he came with all these sweet sayings. You know, he's gonna cancel out, you know, student debt. You know, $15 a month. You know, $15 an hour minimum wage, $1,400 stimulus. You know, he was gonna put off, you know, the evictions. He came in with all these sweet things, and you know, he was gonna deliver you from the tyrant of Trump. You know, but in the background, he's planning, like we say, a dark winter, and he's not. They're not going to be satisfied with blood. They're already conditioning you, getting you used, all right, to seeing updates on people dying every day. That's right. You know, because it ain't like the Crown Royal 19. You know, is taking out masses of people. You know, because RT put out an article that the death rate from before the pandemic to after the pandemic has been about the same. But they just report the numbers every day to condition the people to seeing mass numbers and hundreds of thousands and millions and tens of thousands and 8,000 over here. You see, they condition you for that, for when they really happen. You know, they already got you conditioned for those things, man.
You're numb to it.
Yeah.
You're numb. And this is nothing but a technique of behavior modification.
Yeah.
Okay, modifying your behavior, okay, to get people or to get numb to people dying, and you not being emotionally connected to it. That's all it's about.
That's what that social distance is about.
Yeah.
So you won't need, you know, get close to nobody. You ain't gonna even feel their energy or, you know, they vibration. You ain't even close to them. So
that's it.
It's you cut out. You know what I mean?
And also too, just to back you up, and secondarily for those cameras, so they could pick up on your face.
Right.
Facial recognition too. So it's, you know, Esau has a game plan, but basically he used one situation to get 2 or 3 results.
Right. Training for that mask, like you say, like he manifold with the things he do. That mask, it does create a toxic, you know, environment for you to breathe, but also, he training his cameras just to pick up on your eyes to identify you, man.
Mm-hmm.
You
Instead
know,
of your mouth and your nose.
Yeah.
Right.
he tweaking them cameras, you know.
Yeah.
And dealing with this numerology, you know, the corona, the word goes to 6. You know, coronavirus goes to another 6.
Mm-hmm.
And also with social distancing, how many feet you want you to separate?
That's 3 6
You know,
right
6
there.
feet, you know what I'm saying?
Number of the beast.
And number of the beast, and corona means what? King.
Yeah.
And so this virus is that king virus to what? To push the new world order. All right.
In verse 17, it says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretends,
It's all deception.
Mhm.
Okay, and that's what the enemy does. He gets you comfortable, you know, he gets you relaxed, and then he suddenly snatches the rug from under you. Okay, hey, it's tactics within war. If you read the book of what's it called, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, he was all about deception. When your enemy is afar, make him think you're close. When the enemy is close, make him think you are far. Okay, and also, what was watching last week, Hannibal? The son, what was his name? Yeah, Barca. And basically, hey, that's what he was doing to the pagan Roman Empire. He was extremely deceptive. Okay, go ahead, bro.
and it says, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
In the form of what?
Yep.
The Democratic Party. In the form of the Republican Party. So he makes it seem like he's for our benefit, but war is in his mind. Why? Because he wants their birthright back. Go ahead, bro.
And also one of the executive orders also the Dakota pipeline, you know, and that's going to cause a lot of transportation costs and farming costs to the U.S. consumer. That's going to raise up the food prices, man. So in this type of time frame that we in now with this so-called pandemic, now people are, you know what I'm saying, have ways, difficult ways to, you know, pay their bills, you know, pay food, because inflation is going to rise up on the food supply.
That's it.
And that's because of Biden shutting down this Dakota pipeline. You know?
But meanwhile, Bill Gates is buying all the farmland, and he wants you to what? To consume now fake meat, synthetic meat. Okay.
Right.
You want to ask something?
Yeah, just as when you say that adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Because he brings that, you know, the adversity, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the dark one is something he's planning, then this pandemic, and then say you shall find him there first. And what did he do? He came up with the vaccine. He created the pandemic.
Yeah.
Right.
Then he came with the vaccine. You see, he was first on the scene with the vaccine.
Yeah.
You know, it coming to you Israelites, man.
Yeah.
Well, when you Israelites were freezing to death, what was this man?
Exactly.
You know?
And when you research the vaccine, it's not really a vaccine. It goes deeper into what? An operational injectable system, man. Basically, in a nutshell, we're made out of carbon molecules. Where nano basically is made out of what? Silicon. So the aborted fetus is basically utilized to emerge your cells with this silicon. And that's what it's all about.
Because the coronavirus made up of like 4 proteins.
Yeah.
I think the first one's made out of like an S shape
Mm-hmm.
of protein. And that's why you gotta keep going back and get those booster shots.
Right.
You know, then once those 4 booster shots combine up, then that's gonna make the whole coronavirus inside of your body, like a vaccine.
So now you become a walking virus. And if you go to the CDC and type in zombie apocalypse, they are already preparing for it. So is this per se injectable operational system going to convert you into a zombie? We don't know, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
They do. They predict the program by these shows. You know,
Right.
Walking Dead, all these different horror type movies
Black
and shows.
Sons
Mhm.
Yeah,
Cargo.
that's that summer. That's real good.
Yeah. All right, bro. Give me Psalm 64:2.
All right. Psalm 64 and 2.
Salaki, my
Yeah, that's this last one. It says he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. You know, make mockery of you, man. You know, it says shake his head, clapping his hand, making a mockery of you, man, because they said them FEMA hotlines they were giving people in Dallas, they said they would call them and it would be porn sites, man. You know? That man making a mockery of you niggas, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You know?
Dang.
Through. You see?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You hear the moaning.
You got screwed. That's what it is. You got screwed. You know?
Read between the lines. That's what that means, right?
Yeah. And then he said he gonna change his countenance, man. You know? Because like I say, he took this, Sleepy Joe was doing all this smiling and laughing with you niggas. Now he done faded all the way away from you niggas, man. You know?
Ask you something, bro. What was Miss Harris at? Because these Jake women, they had their pearls on, chucks.
Now you freezing them bitches. You know? Now you freezing them goddamn chucks.
Right.
Little ass chucks, man. You know? But hey, good reasons, man. Hey, because you came out, all the AKA for Kamala, but she ain't come to your aid, man. You tell me ain't no AKAs in Texas.
Right.
You know?
Or around the world.
Yeah.
Especially national.
Yeah.
Around within the United States.
Huh.
All right.
And, that brought that women empowerment. So where were you so-called women at when all the power went out in Texas, man?
Exactly.
Where were you at restoring the power?
Yeah. All right. Psalm 64:2.
All right, it's Psalm 64:2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Counsel of the wicked. Okay, this is referring to the nobility of Edom. They control this entire system. And guess what? It's secret. Okay, they move in secrecy. But now, because we're approaching the end of Esau's rulership, the Most High is shining a light on their agenda. Okay, so hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. And one of those, or an objective within the secret counsel, is what? A dark winter.
Right.
Okay, it's an objective within the New World Order for the attainment of the New World Order. Now let's define that counsel. Thousand one.
Hey, this is Psalms 83 and 3.
Okay.
They have which one?
Yeah, go spirit.
Let me start it too. It's like 83 and 2. For lo, thy enemies have made a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up their head. Verse 3.
Beginning with Esau. Mm-hmm. Because basically he's came in the stead of a God, a ruler, a judge. And best believe he received this rulership from Yahweh Hashem al-Shah. This man is not prolific, but this is just the power of the Most High. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 3. Now, say that, and that tumult goes to that commotion. You know how they be breathing in together, conspiring.
Yeah.
It goes to part of that New World Order, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Since you said that, read Psalm 64 back in verse 2.
All right, it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
The point you just made, when you go into that term, insurrection in Hebrew, it means scheme or to conspire.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are they conspiring? This New World Order.
Good.
All right, now go ahead, go.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsels against our people.
So they have taken crafty counsel against the people of Yahweh Hashem al-Shah, and we're talking about the entire nation of Israel. Even the non-elect is a threat. All right, go ahead, bro.
And consulted against our hidden ones. Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
And this is what that secret counsel is about. Eradicating the entire nation of Israel from off the face of the earth. Go ahead.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So everything they do is about destroying the nation of Israel. Because they feel, okay, beginning with the nobility, if we destroy this people entirely, then by default, we will receive that birthright.
Right.
You know, say rulership forever.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, bro.
Like this Isaiah 29:15. Woe to them that seek thee to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And you go to the word counsel. One definition for counsel, it goes into plan, advice, advisement, purpose.
Their enterprise, their agenda, and it's secret, meaning what? Only a select know. And this is referring to the nobility of Edom. And they're luminaries. But at the same time frame, their so-called luminaries don't know everything. Only what they want them to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because you can't tell everybody the secret because people's mouths start running. All right.
Okay. So it said, woe to them that seek thee to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. When you go to the word dark, it also goes to secrecy, like you
Mhm.
said. And they say who see us and who know it us.
Why? Because basically it's supposed to be in secrecy. And everything they do is in disguise. Okay? Everything. They don't tell you the truth. They camouflage everything within this system, within this matrix. Okay, what is this matrix? This system, this so-called world that's built off of nothing but fabrications of lies regarding Esau, which imprison your mindset, having you believe in everything outside of the truth of Yahweh Hashem al-Shai. That is what this matrix is all about, enslaving you. That's why Morpheus told Neo, this world, this matrix, it exists now. You can't taste it, you can't see it, you can't touch it, because it's the system, man. The regulation, the rules, which is a reflection of this pagan Roman Empire.
Now, quick before you go ahead. It's Isaiah 42:22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hidden in prison houses.
Hey, the snares, the holes. Okay, because this is what the system is designed to do, to enslave you, to mind fuck you, to keep you separated from Yahweh Hashem al-Shai. Because they understand once we find out who we are, once we understand the names, then we'll run back to our power.
Mm-hmm.
And
go ahead. Now, I said, by you going to work daily, your 8 to 5, 9 to 5, you'll never come on top. You know what I'm saying? You'll never really get a piece of this so-called success or this American pie.
And then also it kills your intimacy with Yahweh Hashem al-Shai. Because at times you forget to pray and stuff at work, or you want to read at work or do a video at work, but you so bombarded with Esau shit that shit sometimes you just forget or you too tired to do.
It's systematically designed too, man.
Yeah, it's like having a hold on your spirit in a sense, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like they got your spirit in a grip. You gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, because then go to those snares and holes, because this system is set up, where you can escape one snare and run right into another.
Yeah.
Because say Jake can come out the street life, which is a snare,
Yeah.
and then go into Christianity.
Right.
Yeah.
So you come out that snare, you go to this one.
Yeah.
You see? You get out, Christianity garbage, and then you go to Islam. You still in one of his snares.
Right.
You see? So it's set up for, it's a miracle. It's like a big field just full of snares and traps.
What you call them thing that blow up when you took
Oh, that landmine.
You don't know what it is.
Boom.
It's a miracle to come out these snares that this man has set up, because he got so many layers of deception over the whole earth, man.
Like
you know, Pure Dreams.
Yeah.
Jay went to jail. You go to jail. You got jail. You can't find a job.
Your record.
That's
Right.
Then you can't do nothing. You go back to that life that put you in jail. So, man, it's their own.
Yeah. And that's why when you go into Daniel the 7th chapter, it talks about how basically Esau in the form of America was going to harass us.
Mm-hmm.
No, Salaki, wear out the saints.
Yeah.
Wear out the saints. That's harassing in the Hebrew through this system. Like the brother saying, when you leave out of one trap, you walk right into another. Motherfuckers stop selling drugs and then go to church.
Yeah.
And then they in a worse trap than ever.
I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm in church.
Oh, God.
Church is
The pastor selling dope.
right.
So like you said with the Matrix, the Matrix code, you were saying about the movie, you say you can't taste it, you can't feel it. So that's why you go your 9 to 5s, your 8 to 5s, you don't really know that you're a corporate slave. You know what I'm saying? You're like a hamster on the wheel. You're doing the same routine day by day. That's right.
You're a stand-up guy.
Yeah, you think you're a stand-up guy for your so-called community, not knowing that prison, when you really in a prison planet.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad.
So bad.
It says, they are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivered, for a spoil, and none saith restore.
Right.
Because there's no system, all right, within this society is created to restore, our people, man.
That's right.
That's created to restore the women back to being feminine.
That's right.
Their role, restore men back to being responsible, accountable, you know, and rulers over the household, man. There's no system set up to do that. Lead us back to our power, you know. So how about Shem Al-Shah intervene through the spirit of how about Shem Al-Shah and put his spirit on particular men. Start with Elder Our Business, you know, trickling down to our apostles and elders today and the fruit under them. All right. And now, you know, we have a system that's restoring our people. But outside of this, you done, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why the only restoration has to come from Yahushua, because he can truly restore us back into our kingdom. 40 acres and a mule is not reparations. Okay?
And one fucking mule.
And one fucking mule. You got all that. The fucking mule would die from his house.
He your person. You'll transfer your shit on him, goddamn.
One mule. One mule.
He gonna quit.
Lay him down.
Hey,
That's cool.
I got one. Hey, this is Psalm 37. Psalm 37:12. The wicked plotted against the just, and that's
the wicked plotted against the just. The just is who? The Israelites. Beginning with the elect. Okay, the wicked, the nobility of Edom. Okay, they plotted against the just. Okay, we just read Psalm 83:4 about the secret council. Okay, this is what the plot is all about. To destroy you. Hey, they told you that on Boys in the Hood. And guess what? No, that was Menace. Menace to Society. Yeah, Rock told Cain, guess what? You're to pray. We to pray, and you to pray.
He said the hunt is on.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said you ain't got to be Islam. He said no one thing. As a young black man, the hunt is on. You to pray.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
All right, go ahead, talk more.
And that's upon him with his teeth.
Yeah, and how do they do that? In the form of their legislation. Okay, it starts with their legislation, and then the legislation is going to do what? Provoke the military to come to your house and drag you out of your household because of your belief system. All right, go ahead, bro.
This book of Psalm 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine the vain things?
Yeah, beginning with Esau, what do they imagine? A new world order, a great reset, which consists of a Maxine, a dark winter, and etc. Go ahead.
I was saying, get that word rage, you know, just to back up what we, you know, been going into.
The Hebrew word for rage is ragash. It says to be in tumult or commotion, to conspire, plot.
To conspire or plot. But then they push the term conspiracy theory.
Right, when they're conspiracy theories.
Yeah, the Bible talks about that.
Yeah.
About conspiracy theory, man.
And to have a new world order, you a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Y'all conspiring, y'all breeding an agenda together as well.
Yeah. It was
it says the kings of the earth sit themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed.
So those UN meetings? Okay.
201.
Right.
Clay X.
Agenda 21.
Yeah, Agenda 21. Operation
Dark Winter.
Summits. Yeah. And it says, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh.
And who's that sit in the heavens? Yahweh Shem Al-Shah.
Right.
Yeah. And the Lord shall have them in derision.
Mockery. Okay, go ahead.
Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sword of pleasure. Going back to how he's going to upset their plans on their enterprise.
That's right.
Really at the moment when Esau think he got everything all together, he's going to be at that table sitting down, you know what I'm saying, with his comrades or whatever. And that's when Yahushua going to keep that door open. Man.
That's right.
He's going to upset their new world order. He's going to upbring his righteous new world order in this earth.
And best believe he's going to get extremely close to it because he's literally about to sit down before that great upset. Remember, the elect shall scarcely be saved. So he's going to get super close to it. You know, the Most High is extremely dramatic.
I got one from coming board.
Go ahead, bro.
It's from the brother Spiritual Heart 144. And it says Psalms 141 and 9 and 10. It says, keep me from the snares which they have laid for me.
These traps embedded within his system.
Anyway.
That's all it is. Go ahead.
And the genes of the workers of iniquity.
The workers of iniquity, nobility of Edom, and their genes, your Agenda 21s, your dark winters. Okay, receive the vaccine so things can get back to normal. When they're telling you just last year that things would never return to normal, they're fading out the dollar as we speak, going into what a digital currency. And guess what? It's within the objective of the Great Reset, which is synonymous with what? The New World Order.
Trust the science.
Don't trust in the Most High, or they say trust in God, but trust in science. Their knowledge. Science means to know, to have a belief system based on what they instruct you to do.
It said, "Let the wicked fall into their own nets, while they are withal escape."
And that's a big upset for you to fall down in your own trap. You know how irksome that would be. You came up, developed this entire game plan just to fall into the same situation.
Yeah, and this game plan it's not like they've been playing this for like 10 years. Like this been going on for ages.
Yeah.
All the different presidents, everybody knew about it.
Yeah.
So now they at this very moment, here Yahushua come by to upset them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's beautiful.
So Yahushua's what? The X Factor.
That's right.
That's what
This from the brother Fisher turned Hunter, Amos 9:11. It's Isaiah 47:10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me.
Right.
Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, going back to that science, it hath perverted thee,
Right.
and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me.
They're saying I am. Okay, and loosely translated, that means what? To be. Going into the nomen omen of Yahweh. He exists, he is. Okay. So Esau has been doing this thing for so long. He's been a fugitive for so long. He literally believes he will get away. He's comfortable. He's relaxed. And then he thinks he has dumbed down the people so much, and they're going to believe any and everything that he projects on his media. And also, don't forget MK Ultra. There's another science he uses to push his agenda in the form of mind control.
Yeah, one more from the brother. Back to what you were saying earlier, that he's about to sit down, try to partake in his enterprise. This is Joel 20:22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the
What's a strait? A position of difficulty, man.
It says straits with the S. So it's gonna be on all sides.
All sides. That's right.
And
Hey, literally like a straitjacket. I don't know if y'all seen a straitjacket, but when you put a straitjacket on, shit, you got like 3 belts going across the back. You got one that's actually going under, actually going between your legs. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he's gonna be like the brother said, in situations on all sides. All sides.
the hand gonna be tight.
Yeah. And a straitjacket, you just like can't move, bro.
And it says spiritual art. This from Brother Spiritual Art 144, that Joel 20:23. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Man, and that's the coming of Yahushua. And also what? Nuclear activity. That second death. Hey, tell me.
It said, okay, all right, this is Joel 20:23. It said, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
This is a quote from Robert Kennedy. He was the presidential candidate and U.S. Attorney General in 1967. He said, all of us will be ultimately be judged on the effort we have contributed to building a new world order. Going back to their plans, because they know it's against the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
You said who that was?
That was Robert Kennedy.
And what year it was?
1967.
1967. Who said it? Bush daddy said it too, didn't
Yeah, he said it was
19.
but that was like in the 90s.
Yeah, but I'm saying so.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So he said it. Then he said it. So
Yeah, it was still there.
It's still
going.
same
It goes to show you that agenda is not secret no more.
yeah.
Right.
The light being shed upon it.
Different president, same.
Yeah,
thing.
same.
And it said, verse 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
What's that? That's that second death in the form of nuclear capability.
The weapons of his indignation.
That's right, which means what? Righteous anger. You have to be punished for being the wicked. All right, go ahead, bro. Sure.
Secret revelation.
Yeah, I got you.
Something else.
Get Michael to me.
All right, this Psalms, what I mean, 2.
No. You're in Ezekiel. No. It's like Psalm 64. And verse
Okay. All right, Psalm 64:3. Let's see. It says, "Who with their tongues like a sword."
Meaning what? When you wet your tongue, meaning what? You're sharpening your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the form of your legislation. When you go into wet in the Hebrew, I forgot the Hebrew word, but it means attack. It goes into the definition or term that means to attack somebody with a saying. What are your sayings? Your legislation. If they don't receive this vaccine, then they're going to be in prison. If they don't receive the microchip, then they're going to be in prison. Okay, if they don't stop preaching hate, then they're going to be in prison. All of this is wetting your tongue, man. Sharpen your tongue via your legislation. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it says the wit. It says to sharpen, to sharpen, to teach incisively.
Go jump down to the lexicon. It's gonna have to sharpen sword.
Oh yeah, the sharpen of a weapon.
Then it has metaphor, tongue.
Okay, yeah, the tongue, i.e. It said anyone with sharp saying.
That's it.
Yeah.
To assail someone with a sharp saying. Assail means what? To attack via your legislation.
The anti-maxers.
Yeah.
The anti-maskers.
Yeah.
You know, that's creating a division. You know, that's really turning you into a hostile. You know, in this society.
That's right.
You know, what they call hate groups.
Right.
You know, that's making regular people to be seen like as hostile amongst everyone else.
That's right.
You know,
that's right. Or legislation that makes us domestic terrorists.
Right.
You know. All right, go ahead, bro.
All right. It says and they bend their bows to shoot their arrows.
Meaning what? When you bend your bow, you are actually setting up your target. You have announced your target when you're bending your bow. And that's what they do with their legislation. Okay, once they formulate their legislation, they're aimed at who? Mainly us, the prophets, beginning with the apostles, man. All right, the sincere men of Great Millstone as well. Okay, we're that prick in their side. Go ahead, bro.
Even bitter words.
Even bitter words, going back into what? Them sharpening or wetting their tongue. Okay?
Going back to how you said, that's talking about the prophets. The scripture that Tazuma read in Psalm 83rd chapter about the subject against the hidden ones that goes into the Most High's treasure. You know, it's going to its elect, you know, because really he got the majority of our people compromised. But as you see, majority of our people in these lines, you know, waiting for the vaccine. But they really want those prophets, you know?
Right, because we're the only ones, you know, basically if our doors get kicked in along you brothers as well and sisters, basically we can't be reprogrammed. So the penalty for that is what? Death.
We'll be considered on the red list.
Yeah, that red list.
Terminate on sight.
Terminate on sight. All right, keep going, bro.
Verse 4 said, they that may shoot in secret at the perfect.
So they shoot in secret at the perfect. The perfect is who? Then with the elect of Israel. And they're shooting, okay, their legislation. Okay, go ahead.
Say they consume of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?
They say, who shall see me? You know, because why? It's supposed to be done in secrecy. You know? And get Revelation 13 and 11.
And this Revelation 13 and 11. And beheld another beast coming out of earth. Had two horns.
Now, this is America. Okay, a beast represents what? A kingdom. All right, go ahead.
And he had two horns. Like,
two horns. going into what? The two parties, Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Okay, and basically this is another way, another alternative on how Esau shoots at the perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Having our people believe that so-called Joe Biden is going to be their so-called savior,
Yeah,
or
any
Barack
Democrat.
Obama. Yeah,
Any Democrat.
any Democrat. It doesn't matter what color. Hell, he could have been purple.
Could have been Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were gonna go for
you're
it.
gonna go for it.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Hey, they say had two horns like a lamb. And he spake as a dragon.
Meaning what? He's waiting his time through his legislation. Because like when they get up there, they tell you about their policies, what they're gonna do better, you know. But then when they come to office, they're signing executive orders to terminate you and I.
Yeah.
That's that speaking like a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon means what? Draconian, which means harsh via his legislation.
You have a simple so-called Negro, they'll say Obama the best president, but you ask them what one of the things that he did, they can't even name it.
Yeah.
You know, because you look at it from face value, just because it's a so-called dark-skinned president.
Yeah.
Right.
And which is, and also he represents the Democrat Party, like the brother Yah said.
Mm-hmm.
You want to add
So one
something?
time you brought out how the Democrats, they were worse.
Oh yeah, they see the Democrats want to keep the so-called Negroes and kept in slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it. And people don't know that.
Yeah.
They don't even know that at all. But they just like, I'm a Democrat. You ask me, I said, why you Democrat? My mom been Democrat, so I'm a Democrat.
So they were the Dixie craze, right?
Well,
So
no,
the-
back in the day,
Oh, that
black
was
people
another
used
part.
to be Republicans.
Yeah.
Yeah, black people used to be Republicans.
Yeah. So and now you got the same people that oppressing you to give you what you want.
Yeah,
But that's how they want to keep you.
but both parties does the bidding
Yeah.
of the elite. That's why it doesn't matter if he's Demo or Republic. What happens? He still talks about what? That New World Order.
And
It
you know,
doesn't matter.
They say number like WWE.
That's it, man.
They get off and they, probably snoring coke.
yeah, hanging out, drinking.
Drink up.
And swapping little boys out. Piece of cake.
Like, yeah, we got them niggas again.
Y'all go back to all that song, bro.
All right. All right. This 64:4.
Mm-hmm.
It said they shoot. He said they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they shoot at him and not fear.
Why? Get Psalm 50 and 11. Because he's been a fugitive for so long. He's been doing this thing so long, he's relaxed.
Right.
He's comfortable. All right. So although judgment has been announced, he's on the run. Go ahead.
Psalm 50 and 11.
Let me see.
Yeah,
They keep going.
That's not 50 left.
I think it was 20. Yeah, I was on. Hey, my bad. Psalm 50 and 21.
Psalm 50 and 21.
Mm-hmm. Hey, read that part again, Ashia.
They shoot. They suddenly they shoot at him and not fear.
Mm-hmm.
They encourage themselves in evil matter. They consume of land snares privily, and they say, "Who shall see them?"
Commune, right?
Yeah, they commune
Commune,
of land snares privily,
right? Probably. Go ahead.
privately, and they say, "Who shall see them?"
Mm-hmm.
6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
And they search out iniquities. What is iniquities? Iniquities is wickedness. So they search out. Read that again, bro.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
So how do they search out these iniquities? Your Dark Winters, okay, your Maximes,
especially Maxine.
right? Your behavioral therapists, your psychologists, okay, your researchers, your scientists. Okay, this is them putting in the work, you know what I'm saying, to search out wickedness. And then what? You have people in the labs testing this, testing that to make you sick.
Right.
This is all basically a design to destroy you. That's them searching out wickedness, man.
The diligent search.
That diligent search, man. Diligent means what? Continuous, ongoing. Go ahead, bro.
Both the inward thought of every one of them, and heart is deep.
Man, their inward thought means what? Their mind, their mindset is deep. When you go into that term deep, it means unsearchable. The only way you're going to understand this system, it has to be divine intervention. That's why Morpheus told Neo, basically, if you don't see it, can't nobody show it to you. It takes divine intervention, man. This is how deep this is, man. You tell, man, Jake about a dark winter, they would never believe, basically, the government would conspire on its people like that. But then Jake could tell you, you can't believe any and everything on the internet. When they believe any and everything on the internet. All right, go ahead.
It says, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow.
That's it, bro. Get Micah 2:1.
All right, this is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Example given, dark winter. MK Ultra, all this bullshit, all these jinns basically composed to destroy the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
And it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence and houses. What's like my bad? It says, Micah 2:1 said, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Yeah.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands.
Meaning what? Morning goes into what? Present. This present time, they rule the world. They're the God of this world. The power has been given to them by Yahweh Hashem Al-Shah to be ultimately his whipping stick for the non-elect of our people, man. You want to ask something?
Yeah, they control what comes to your grocery stores. They control what curriculum your child learns. You know, what he needs to make on the ACT to go to college.
Yeah.
You know, the IQ test. Even like when you go to Texas, they were talking about those parasites in the water. Who you think put the parasites there?
Exactly.
Because it's in the power of their hands. They control the water flow. The water that comes to your faucet, they control it.
That's it. And all they did was use a fucking harp to manipulate the weather. And what Chavez say back in about America when that happened in Venezuela? Or was that Venezuela? He was just basically saying that it was nothing but America playing like their God. Because he understood that they had this instrument such as the harp, which can manipulate the weather. If you aim it towards water, it starts what? A tsunami. When you aim it towards the ground, a fucking earthquake. Okay? Doesn't that make him a synthetic God? Okay. All right, Tazwan, get Matthew 4:9.
And it's Matthew 4:9. And it said to him, all these things will I give thee, and thou wilt fall down and worship me.
Now this is Satan talking to Yahweh Shah. Now Yahweh Shah, of course, rebuked him. And basically, he did not worship Satan. But guess what? Esau did. And within Esau's blessing, he bowed down to Satan. And therefore, he became what? The God of this world. And it was the ultimate design through the prophecy of him receiving the blessing from Isaac, who was Yahweh Shah. This is how that man has became wiser than Daniel. Get Ezekiel 28 chapter, verse 1.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 1. It says, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Al-Shai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus.
And who is that? Esau.
Thus said the Lord of power, because thine heart is lifted up. And they go into the prince of Tyrus. Yeah, because when you go into Tyrus, you know, even when you look at Tyrus, it's kind of shaped, you know, like North America, American calendar. And it's surrounded by water, and it was known for the trade ports, you know, just the same setup that America got, man. Yeah. You know, and it was hard to conquer Tyrus. Like Alexander the Greek, that was his hardest, you know, place to conquer was Tyrus because of the way it was surrounded by water, and then it had those walls at the border, man. You know, so America is in that same stead, you know, rich in trades, and it's damn near impenetrable, man.
Yeah, you're right, bro.
You know,
good breakdown.
And it says, Son of man, saying to the prince of Tyrus, thus said the Lord of power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power. It says, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God.
This is the mindset of him.
Mm.
Okay, he's became the God of this world. Not and hey, why? Because the Most High gave him this power. Go ahead, bro.
It says, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man.
What's the seeds? The people. Go ahead.
And not the Most High, though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High.
Right.
And it says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that can hide from thee.
And how did Esau become wiser than Daniel? By bowing down to Satan within his blessing. All right, hey, Taz, want to hit that one more time, bro? Hey, this man is literally a god of this world. This man has the technology to manipulate the weather. Okay, he controls this form of this form of reality, as we know it through his media. Okay, and then what about character assassination? He got y'all thinking certain basketball players are dead, certain actors and actresses. Okay, but he has a technique called character assassination where these people are still alive and they're living amongst us. This is how deep this man gets in wickedness, man. You cannot believe nothing on that fucking TV.
He can cause a famine.
He can cause a famine.
Who controls the food supplies? It goes to where famine really goes into famish or hunger. So he could do a whole hunger strike on the earth if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Because the earth is given to the hand of the wicked.
Yeah. All right. That's basically it. You have any precepts on the board?
This is brother Walt circumspectly 144, Isaiah 10:21. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power.
The remnant is talk about the 1/3. Okay, go ahead.
For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness.
So a lot of our people are going to die. All right, point blank, period. And only the remnant will understand what's going on at this time frame because they have been endowed with the Holy Spirit. Go ahead, bro.
Right, this is the book of Psalm 9:16. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands.
Mm-hmm. And so the Most High is kind of like basically you setting a mice trap. And then when you go and pick it up, that damn trap comes on your own hand. It's the same thing that's going to happen to Esau. All right, now, bro, just get the description of the dark winter one more time. Y'all have any closing precepts? All right.
Dark winter.
Oh yeah. Now remember, it has nothing to do with the weather. Okay, it has everything to do with bioterrorism, man.
All right, it says on June 22nd, 23rd, 2001, the John Hopkins Center for Civilian Biodefense Strategies, in collaboration with the Center for Strategic and International Studies, the Analytic Services Institute for Homeland Security, and the Oklahoma National Memorial Institute for the Prevention of Terrorism, had a senior level exercise entitled Dark Winter that simulated a covert smallpox attack on the U.S.
And that's what it was. Attack the United States with smallpox. A dark winter. All right, so all praises to Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahshua, Hashem, Hakadosh.
and double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
It's at the bottom, bro.
Again,
This is great.
It's like
When they got their real players.